Hey, good afternoon from the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains in northeast Tennessee. Those hills across the way right there have part of the Appalachian Trail on them. We're at 2,200 feet above sea level here in the foothills of the Appalachians. I'm going to do a quick little review, very short review, quick little comparison between the other 40 caliber handguns I have, and then a little bit of shooting of the Smith & Wesson M&P40 Model 2.0. 40 caliber. M2.0, so it's the second model, second edition, whatever you want to say. Show clear real quick. No round in the chamber. Magazine's out. Let's put this empty magazine back in for appearance's sake. So that's what the gun looks like. Has little slide serrations in the front. Pretty good ones in the back. Not bad at all. Here's the right side. Same idea. It is a 3-slot Picatinny rail. Website says 4.25-inch barrel, which I believe is correct. This one came with 3-dot contrast sights. The slide stop lever is ambidextrous. The magazine release can be switched. I'm right-handed, so I have it set on the left side. I've never changed magazine release. Takedown lever right there. It has a hinged trigger. So instead of the internal trigger blade like the Glock design and most other striker-fired guns, this has a hinged trigger. You have to activate the hinge portion to move that little triangle part out of the way so the trigger will clear the inside of the frame. Magazine stock hold 15 rounds of 40 caliber, Smith & Wesson. Let's see what else is there. Let's take it apart real quick. Very easy to do. Drop the magazine, make sure there's no round in the chamber. Lock the magazine, or lock the slide back. Rotate that lever forward. The slide off, you do have to pull the trigger so you're facing in a safe direction, aiming in a safe direction. And remove the slide. So that's what the inside of the grip and the frame looks like. Decent slide rails, or decent rails for the slide, excuse me. One piece flat recoil spring and metal guide rod. Barrel comes out. I did shoot it a little bit to reacquaint myself with the gun, but that's what the inside looks like. There's a rifle grooves. Return the barrel. Put the recoil spring and guide rod assembly back in the correct orientation. Lock it down. Put the slide back on the rails. Make sure it's captured all the rails. Lock it back. Put that lever forward. Return the slide, pointing in a safe direction. We'll do a function check. Pull the trigger. Fired. Rack the slide. Release the trigger. And reset. Okay. One of the things I did not like about the original Smith & Wesson M&Ps, and I only have 2 Smith & Wessons now. I used to have 3. I got rid of one. It was the M&P45 Shield. Good gun. Didn't have any use for it. It was a little too big for the pocket. For the number of rounds, for the size of the gun, I'd rather have 9mm. My opinion. Everybody's different. One of the things I love about this gun is the trigger's better. The trigger's better than the first versions. It has an audible and tactile reset, so you can hear it, you can feel it. Here's the reset, right there. A little bit of take up. Actually, let me do it properly. Here's the reset, right there. Just a tiny bit of take up, and fires again. I use my Lyman trigger pull gauge. The average of 10 pulls for me, I got 4 pounds, 11.8 ounces. We'll do a quick example here, just to give you an idea of what that's like. We know the gun's unloaded, pointing in a safe direction, pointing in the direction of the targets. So with the hinged trigger, you definitely have to make sure you're on the bottom portion of the trigger, or the trigger will not clear the inside of the frame. So I got 4 pounds, 6.8 ounces on that one. Let's do another one. And it's gonna vary based on how you pull, where the gauge is exactly against the trigger and that sort of thing. So 4 pounds, 11 ounces. So like I said, just under 5 pounds for my trigger. And it's a good trigger. Not too heavy, not too light. It's got a good break. Crisp enough. Crisp enough. Get this out of the way. So, size comparison to my other 40 calibers. This is my SIG P229 40 caliber. It's a hammer fired double to single action gun. It's the 229, so it's a smaller cousin to the, or smaller brother to the P226. These magazines come stock with 12 rounds, 40 caliber, of course. Aftermarket grip screws, but otherwise completely stock. It's a used gun, purchased this used. Got other videos about it. But this is what it looks like compared to that gun. The height and the length of the slide and that sort of thing. Here's my SIG SP2340, SIG Pro SP 2340. I can't remember if you can get magazines with more than 10 rounds. I'm pretty sure you can. This will probably hold 12 or 13 rounds, just like the P229. Unfortunately, the magazines are not compatible, I don't believe. They might be. Let's see. They appear to be. I wonder if it'll work like that. I'll have to try it. I have to try that in another video. So anyway, I believe you can get aftermarket magazines or actual ones that came with more rounds than 10. But a less expensive, this has less frills. A less expensive idea as the P229, okay? 40 caliber, came with these combat sights, hammer fired, double to single action, same idea. You have a takedown levers on one side, the decockers on one side. It looks like the magazine release button can be switched. Comes with different back straps. I bought this used, it only came with these and it fits my hand, so I'm not sweating it. There's a little false pinky extension. Doesn't hold extra rounds, but you get a good purchase on it. And that's what it looks like comparatively size-wise. Got a little poor man's grip on there, a little bicycle tire inner tube. But this is my Glock 23. It's a Gen 3. I don't think the Gen 3 grips are very aggressive. I don't really like them. But anyway, slide serrations on the rear. It's aftermarket sights. It's got a ghost ring in the rear. These are night sights. The Glock 23 stock holds 13 rounds in the magazine. Great gun. Great gun. That's what it looks like compared to the M&P. The next one, you get a really good idea of just how small Glock 26 and 27s are. I've got the aftermarket, or not the aftermarket, I've got the large grip panel in the back with the beaver tail on here. It's the Glock 27. This, the grip on this is small, really small. Okay, I can only get, without the extension, I can only get 2 fingers on there. So you have to learn to shoot like that. This is a snappy gun. Aftermarket 3-dot tritium night sights. Flush fit magazine holds 9 rounds. So that's 40, of course. Great gun, very snappy. You gotta practice with it. You can handle it, but you definitely have to practice with it. There isn't a lot to hold on to. And this will really show you the difference in the sizes. Okay. Last but not least, the Springfield XD40. I bought used. All these guns except for the Glock 27 that I just compared to the M&P were all used. And they're all in great shape. They're great guns. I need more 40 calibers. I say this every time I shoot a 40. I need more 40s. So this gun, the shiny magazines hold 12 rounds. I've heard people say you can load them to 13, and you can, but I don't know if that's reliable. It is a striker-fired gun. It's got some safeties. It's got the internal trigger blade safety like a Glock. I'll start messing with the trigger, show you that it's clear. No round in the chamber. Magazine's out. That's an empty magazine. So, slide serrations front and rear. 3-dot sights. It has a striker indicator, so that little nubbin that's popping out tells you that it is loaded. It has a grip safety. Okay. It's a nice gun. Popular gun. Apparently this gun's got a cult following. Some of my more popular videos about that gun. But that's it. M&P40, man. I haven't shot it in a while. It's a good gun. I will be honest with you. I don't carry this gun inside the waistband. I carry bigger guns when it's a little colder. I can throw a shirt or a jacket over or whatever the case might be. And I carry it outside the waistband. Real tight up against, 3, 4 o'clock position, but outside the waistband. This grip, this is about the most aggressive grip of any handgun that I have. Okay. The CZ P10C has the real pyramid things that are tough, but this is like deck tape for a skateboard. This is like plastic sandpaper. It's pretty rough. So I would definitely hold this gun Any of these new grips, the 2.0 grips that are like this, check it out before you buy it if you're going to carry it inside the waistband up against your skin. Okay, that might rub you pretty good. You get used to it, I'm sure, but just saying, in the beginning you probably won't like it. Just my opinion. So that's the gun. I think I did everything I wanted to do. Let me get set up real quick and we'll shoot 15 rounds. All right, we're all ready to go. I'm gonna shoot from that red line next to the Glock Perfection range bag. That red line's 10 yards away. I'm gonna shoot at those targets over there. That plate is 11.5 inches wide by 16 inches high, not including the head. It's rifle rated 3/8 inch thick AR-500 steel. I have the cranium cam on. Another appearance of that. Not the coolest, but hey, you get some interesting footage. So 10 yards away, round in the chamber. It has a sight hole as your loaded chamber indicator. There's no way you can feel that it's loaded. You can see that it's loaded. You can look through there and see the round. All right, let's have some fun. Put one on the head. Oh, left eye. All right, let's go see the damage. There's the bowling pins, of course. So from 10 yards away, a little bit left and right. I shot 5 rounds before the video to get reacquainted, and I was a little sloppy with that, but the gun's definitely accurate if I do my part. A little bit off center, but that's that kind of shot will get the job done. So that's the gun, man. It's a great gun. A lot of duties. It's used for a lot of duty carry, law enforcement, security, that sort of thing. 49mm, that sort of thing. The security officers at the hospital I work at, they carry the 9s, if I'm not mistaken. Great guns, known for their reliability, durability, I would imagine, but definitely for their reliability. Not too expensive. Dovetailed sights, front and rear, so you can drift them, you can replace them. This one's got a little hex screw to tighten it down. External extractor, that sort of thing. Removable grip panels, of course. This is the largest one. I think it comes with 4, the small, medium, medium large, and large, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it looks like from the bottom. Got the ejector and the extractor and all that sort of thing. That's the Smith & Wesson M&P40 model 2.0. It's a great gun. I need to give Smith & Wesson a little more love on the channel. That's why I wanted to shoot this one today. So from the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains in Northeast Tennessee, y'all have a wonderful day.